he went and shot that Hate Being Sober video with 50 and Wiz Khalifa, shit would have been different. He would be more rich.
You were involved in that shoot, right?
Yeah, he didn't show up. Another shoot I was involved with was
You see I'm Southside reppin', Bigfoot steppin', Zone 3 section, this God flow perfection. Hating on the church like I ain't blessed they section. If we ain't talking money, I got a weak connection, that's on the hood. She said get a bag, so I get it, got it good. Don't complain about my problems, I just put it in a wood. Seen a genie the other day, she said make it good. So I wish for good health, then I wish to look, it's chief, not lieutenant.
We rocking? Rocking? You ready? All right.
yo.
Welcome back. Another episode of Live on Lake Street. We got a Minnesota legend in the building. Just a legend in general. We got High Def.
That's right.
How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing good, man.
It's
How
a
you
pleasure
doing?
to sit across from you.
Man, it's a pleasure to be here, man. Just be alive, be around, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for real. I agree. Wholeheartedly.
These times we living in is
For
crazy,
real.
man.
It is crazy. It really is, bro. It
Yeah.
really, really is.
It's
So let's
spooky.
just get right into it, man. So I want to talk about right off the bat. It's kind of been a hot button topic lately with the whole Rhymesayers thing, and I know that you said back in '09 you got your start working with Tony Bones, Big Wiz, and them, who were kind of loosely affiliated with Rhymesayers, and that kind of got you in the door. So what was your first of all, how'd you kick down that door, and then what was your experience with that?
Well, I was going to MCAD, Minneapolis College of Art and Design, and I needed to do an internship, so I ended up doing an internship with Rhymesayers in Fifth Element, mainly doing like promotions for like in-store CD sales they was doing, and like meet and greet recaps of when Wiz Khalifa would come, Yellow Wolf would come, whoever was in town. Everything was cool. Like, people there were nice, you know what I mean? Like, but looking back and then looking back and when I was in the midst of it all, there was people that were coming up in the city around that were maybe just too street affiliated, that maybe didn't get that stage platform that Rhymesayers could have given them, and or even just giving back to community.
Yeah.
After accumulating so much money, you should also give back. I don't ever recall us ever doing a donation or, you know, a free type of event for any cause or anything that could help the community. But there are people that were advocates within that circle, like I Self Divine, you know what I mean? But they could have did a little more. And then after the fact, I did the work for them. I'm thinking like, this is in 2009, 2010, and the recession hit. We in college, we think we about to get out and get paid. That didn't happen. You didn't get no jobs. Rhymesayers didn't hire me after the fact. I did all this great work for them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They felt confident enough in me to do that work. But, you know, and I can still use it on my resume and stuff. There's still some cool people there, but they just could have did a little bit more for the streets. You know what I mean?
Still and still could really.
Yeah.
I mean, still could, because
Well,
that is.
I don't know, because Fifth Element's closed now. I don't really know what happened with it, but and they stopped doing the show, the festival. They stopped doing that shit. So it just, I don't know what else they could do if they're operating. I know Atmosphere, they do their thing, but it just seems like it's always a white artist that they will cater to in the front of, you know, Minnesota artists, and that's not it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot more aspects that we can cover, because there's not just one emo rap style of Minnesota. That's not us. You know what I mean?
No, it's not us at all.
Nah.
Well, it is funny because it's one of those things where, like, I don't think a lot of people even realized it until it was put on Front Street. It was like, oh shit, like that's like the face of hip hop here.
Yeah.
And that ain't that. When you realize that, was like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like that ain't right.
Nah, it's not. Like,
Yeah.
You know, there's so many different more aspects of perspective here that was not given that platform when Rhymesayers was having their way here like that, you know.
Do you feel like since kind of all this shit, their shit kind of blew up? What was it, about a year ago or whatever? Do you feel like maybe that's changing? Like we're moving it back in the correct direction, or no? Do you not see that?
I don't see us having the resources they gathered, and it's certain golden ages of making money off music and gaining attention and gaining resource off music. And back when they were doing it, nobody was really doing it like they were.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't see people doing that in the same gathering the city like they did and going to different cities and being as consistent and presenting themselves professionally. I just don't see, us getting that type of buzz yet. I don't know if it'll pan out the other way, but yeah, man, Rhymesayers, I just don't know if anyone could do what they did. You know what I mean? Because they really had this whole state in like the Midwest region on lock.
Yeah.
Because nobody else was making music at that time. Technology has advanced to the point where everyone makes music now.
Right.
It's more accessible, and they had the keys to the city,
They did.
gatekeeping. People couldn't just print out copies of CDs. I tried to do that before. It's very expensive.
Yeah.
Like, to present how they were presenting, you'll go broke trying to do that. You know, nobody had that. Studio time was more expensive. Everything was more expensive and more exclusive.
So after that didn't work out for you, what did you move on to next? What did you think? Like, okay, here, this is my direction. Where'd you go next?
Well, I was already charging people for photo shoots in my school, and I already had my own business that I was doing at the time.
Yeah.
And I didn't really bank on them. I hoped, but I was also planting my own seeds within the city, trying to, gain clients here, and with hopes of getting that next artist or a big artist to shoot for.
Yeah.
I always wanted to shoot with big artists. I didn't want to just shoot with people that weren't as serious or they just doing this as a hobby. I want to shoot with people you've seen on TV before.
Yeah. So
Like,
you eventually did land there.
Yeah.
How did you pull that? Who was the first like big artist that you started working with?
I started working with Johnny P, Do or Die,
Okay.
Twista.
So you tapped into that Chicago side.
Tapped into Chicago. I went to school in Chicago for a year. I went to Robert Morris. But I also got in tune with a director from Chicago named Morocco Vaughn. And all of a sudden I was in Chief Keef's grandmama's house.
Wow.
While they're shooting Monster, they needed another camera to use. I let Morocco use one of my cameras, and he's a big director. Like, he shot Snakes in the Grass, Waka Flocka, all type, Kanye West type shit. Like, so being in that room, that was just crazy. Like, and then seeing the impact of Chief Keef was just crazy. It just snowballed into.
You were there from the beginning.
Yeah, from the beginning of him before his deal, like maybe 2 months before his deal, I was in tune with him, and he would come here. I knew people here that had money to invest in features, so I plugged in people like Buddha Bless with giving features. My guy Maker got a feature. A lot of people got features. I got Fredo some feature money. He left Minneapolis with like 20 racks. Like,
Wow.
he was at Amazing Studio, and we was just getting him hella features with people from the city. And then I would shoot the in-studio videos, and those went up to millions instantly. So I'm like, wow.
So with being in that camp and working with those guys, you also got kind of your first taste of the dark side of the industry.
Yeah, that's correct.
So how did that come about? What was the process of going from, wow, this is crazy, I'm with Chief Keef, I'm afraid I'm with these guys, to what the fuck is going on here?
I mean, it was crazy and dark from the beginning. You know what I mean? Like, nothing was organized. There was no supervision of these kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, these were bad kids that all of a sudden got some fame and notoriety, and they're still little kids. Like, whip you with a towel, like wet towel type shit, like spitballs type shit. Like, little kids that just got some money, and they had no guidance from the beginning. And now when you give kids money that already don't have no guidance and mentally ain't all the way there, that just amplifies it. You know what I mean? So The dark side being the business wasn't there, so I would shoot these videos. I knew the paperwork wasn't there, but I'm on YouTube. There's a button you press that says monetize, and that gets you money. So I was clicking that to get my coin, and I knew nobody had my back. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody in this camp was in it for themselves.
Yeah.
When you look at it.
So at this point in your career, are you working with Interscope, or has that not happened yet?
That didn't happen yet. After he got his deal, that's when that happened.
Okay.
So he came back to Minnesota, same shit, more features, whatever. But then we ended up going more back to Chicago, go to Chief Keef's new mansion, whatever. And then we ended up going to L.A. And when he was making Finally Rich. So that's when we started working with Interscope, because they would want content as soon as possible, because he was building that album up. So we would follow him to Miami, follow him to L.A. All this was off my money. I wasn't getting paid. I was getting evicted out of my crib while I'm doing this.
Wow.
Sleeping on floors while doing this.
So you're ultimately signed to Interscope Records as a videographer,
Mm-hmm.
and you're having to pay your way through all this shit. They ain't cutting you in on nothing.
Nothing yet. And all these checks work quarterly. When you get into this shit, you think you just about to cut a check and you get it. No, this is cut per quarter. So, if you worked in that quarter, you might get paid to the next one.
So these record labels aren't just fucking the artists, they're fucking the videographers too.
Oh yeah, everyone works for free. That's another thing with Rhymesayers. Everyone works for free. They get so much out of us creatives. We get nothing in return. We don't get no job in return. I can use you for a resume, but it's it's really tough. You know what I'm saying? to try to make it as a creative, especially now when you got so much technology advancements. You know, people used to cut film, have to develop film in a dark room, and it's gotten to a point where anyone with an iPhone, anything, could shoot something and it go viral. Hence the Chief Keef scenario. But what I wanted to do with Chief Keef was show him in another light. That's why with the Kobe video, he's not in his grandmama's house. He's not inside of Chicago. He's in L.A.
Yeah.
And we placed him in a place where he looks he's bigger now. He's a bigger star. He has more notoriety. He should be shown in a different light. So I try to make my imprint not only just make sure my money's there, but make sure I have some dope shit out there. And to drop that Kobe video, that's when shit even got worse, because Interscope telling me I can't put the video out. Why? Because Lil Reese had beat up a girl on camera. And Lil Reese is in the video. And Lil Reese is now mad at me because I got to get my coin. Ain't nobody protecting me. You know what I'm saying? I need my YouTube coin and I need my Interscope coin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, he got mad. Shit it was going bad. I had to distance myself, and I ended up working with King Louie after that.
Before we move into the next subject, what videos of Chief Keef's have you shot? Like the notable ones?
Ballin', Kobe, and Soulja Boy, Chief Keef, Foreign Cars. And
is that where the link with Soulja Boy came from? Was that video?
Yep.
So in that video, you kind of hooked up with Soulja Boy, and
Yep.
then have you shot for just Soulja Boy as well?
Yeah, a lot.
Okay.
We shot about maybe 10, 15 videos. I would stay at his crib for a while, and we would just
He's
shoot.
not the first industry artist to shoot with high def, though. We found something he can't claim.
Nah,
the first
he
thing.
can't claim that.
I knew we could find it. I knew we'd find it.
Yeah, he wasn't. But he was the first artist to really welcome me in to his crib and be cool.
Oh, he's the first artist to welcome high def in.
And be cool. He got that Southern hospitality. He's really a cool dude.
Yeah.
I done brought my family in there. You know what I'm saying? I done brought my friends in there. He's cool with that. Take pictures, whatever, smoke, whatever.
But you also had some bullshit happen to you in that house. You weren't technically there, but
yeah, some bullshit did happen. That's when things got even more dark and twisted in this fantasy. So then I'm at Soulja Boy's house for a month. We're working, and Fredo, Ball Out, and Tato come fly in, and they're making music, whatever. We shoot a video, everything's cool. We started sipping lean. They didn't really sip lean like that. They didn't really know what it was. They digging in the cabinets, stealing lean, sipping other people lean. Like, they didn't really know what they was doing. Like, they just kids that tasted some shit for the first time, and then they just went the other way with it. Like, took it to the max. That's why you have Fredo that happened to Fredo. He OD, but I'm in LA. They don't like the fact I'm out there because now I'm moving on my own. You know, they see that, and I got money. Like, I got little designer pieces here and there, and they wondering how I'm getting that. You know what I mean? So jealousy played a part in that, I would think, because they weren't really having no money. Chief Keef wasn't handing people no money. You get clothes, you get this life we get to live. We get you on tour, but you're not getting no money. You know what I mean? So they was broke. As soon as they got there, they ran out of money maybe 2 days later. And Fredo wanted to get some money out of Western Union. They wanted me to drive. I was driving Soulja Boy car, and it had no front license plate. We were in Burbank, California. We go to the Western Union. Dude, Fredo can't get his money. He's pissed. He's asking me. Now he asking me shit like, man, who's your favorite artist? Like, we ain't your favorite artist. Who's your favorite artist? I'm like, man, Jay-Z's my favorite. Jay-Z's my favorite artist. Like, I'm just being real, because I'm thinking, like, shit, it's cool. Like, we can all talk here as men. We can.
So
we
you
can
told
have
Fredo,
opinions.
you're not my favorite artist. Jay-Z is,
Yeah.
and he ain't like that.
Yeah, he ain't like that. He like, oh, we ain't your favorite artist. I'm like, nah, man. Like, y'all dope though. Like, I fuck with y'all shit. Like, I rock with it. But as far as my favorite artist, nah. You know what I mean? Like, he got mad about that kind of. We ended up getting pulled over though, because of the front. Soulja Boy had no front license plate on his Range Rover, and we got pulled over. They throwing weed in my lab, all types of shit. I ended up having to go to jail. They're like, you gotta take the charge, bro. We're artists. I'm like, fuck. So this is what happens. You know what I'm saying? When you don't have your business aligned with certain people. You know what I mean? And the respect is out the window. It's what we can gain from you. And so the opportunity there was for them to get out, whatever. They went back to Soulja Boy crib. I'm in Burbank jail. I get out. I get bailed out. And then I go back to Soulja Boy crib, and I go up to the penthouse, try to get my bags and leave. There's hella people in there. Sean Kingston in there, hella people in there. So I'm hot, you know what I'm saying, how this shit went down. And them niggas is still in there, you know what I'm saying? So, like, this shit was crazy. I end up just getting my shit and just dipping, because I'm not finna fight 20 niggas in this crib. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not gonna happen.
No.
That's not gonna end well.
Right.
So I'm grabbing my shit. I'm asking Soulja Boy, where's my camera? I got a search in his closet. He's like, you might be up there. The cleaners put it up there. I'm like, okay. So I went and got my shit. And I go straight to the airport. I look through my bag. I get my camera. I see these niggas shot a video on my camera. And they're wearing my Gucci glasses that are missing and my Louis belt.
What?
So I'm like, y'all niggas is rappers and y'all niggas is stealing niggas shit. Like, why they in jail?
Soulja Boy did this too? He was a part of this?
He was not a part of it.
Okay.
Them kids were though. Fredo, Tato, Ball Out, they was a part of that shit. They even shot a video of my shit on. I don't remember what the video was called, but it was trash though. But I went and went back home. I text Tato and Ball Out. I'm like, y'all really on some fuck shit with this one. Like this is some bum ass shit to go through a nigga bag and shit. And I'm just shooting y'all videos. Y'all ain't even paying me. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
On some grown man shit. So then, with a Ball Out text me, when we see you, we gonna world star you. Okay. So that goes down. I end up getting in tune with King Louie at the time after all the shit was crumbling with GBE and shit and Chief Keef and Interscope. That shit was crumbling. I went over to King Louie. I was working with lil Durk a lot. Other artists in Chicago, Dreezy, Lil Bibby, King Louie, How We Move. I shot that one too. Like, which was Lil Bibby's one of his first biggest songs and videos.
Yep.
Like, that shit's crazy. I remember listening to his music and being like, damn, this nigga's old as hell, but he's young as hell.
Yeah.
And then, you know, King Louie had a show with Lil Durk and Chief Keef on the bill for a Stop the Violence tour they was doing in the Midwest or in Iowa. And it's even footage on there what happened. And shit just went crazy. So it's a fight that breaks out. Why? Because Capo and Ball Out behind me, and they trying to world star me. And I'm shooting Lil Durk and King Louie. I see him behind me. I know. I'm just like, they not finna pop shit right now. So I'm not even worried about them. But then all I feel is swings to my back of my shit, and they grabbing for my camera. I just go through like on some football running back shit and just dip out. But then I see Crump, R.I.P. Mubu Crump, man. He came through. You know
This is. I just want to recap. This is at a Stop the Violence show.
This is at a Stop the Violence show.
So
That's
they
why.
just they ain't Stop the Violence.
No,
Nah.
you know what I'm saying? Like the shit I'm seeing. Dirk got choked out by Lil Reese. It was some crazy shit that happened that night because certain people on certain sides and they wasn't supposed to be. And it was wild, bro. Like, but that's when Ball Out stole Soulja Boy chain and got it knocked off his neck at that show. And Mubu Gang got their chain. And shit, ever since then, it's just been no more shows together.
Yeah.
No more nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And that stopped a lot of money too. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it was a lot of side talk before that shit happened. Like motherfuckers was already on that. We're just waiting for a moment to pop off at each other type shit at that point. Like there was no Lil Durk was not cool with Chief Keef during that time. Like they would all talk shit about.
Do you
each
know
other.
why? Like what was the?
I don't know, man. Like people would see Chief Keef get more notoriety, more fame, more buzz, more attention than them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like that played a big role in the jealous feud of Chicago artists not being able to work together. Like it's heavily divided, whereas you see Atlanta, everybody's together.
Yeah.
You know, so that shit was wild, man. That they could have really had a bigger impact on rap if they would have played ball. Like if Chief Keef would have played ball with Interscope and did his thing, I would not probably be in this area. You know what I'm saying? Like if he would have actually went and shot that Hate Being Sober video with 50 and Wiz Khalifa, shit would have been different. He would be more rich.
You were involved in that shoot, right?
Yeah, he didn't show up. Another shoot I was involved with was Lil Reese at the top. It's just us with Rick Ross and Drake. We were invited to Drake's party in Toronto, so we were gonna shoot that video with Lil Reese, and Lil Reese ended up beating that girl up. And we're at the airport ready to board our flight, and the tickets get canceled because Lil Reese didn't want to apologize publicly. He didn't want to go to anger management or whatever the fuck. Label like, we ain't rocking with you. Drake can't be around that. You know what I mean? Like,
This is for the Hate Being Sober video?
no, that's for the at the top. It's just us, nigga.
Oh yeah.
that's for that video.
Why
for
did
Reese.
why did Chief Keef not do the Hate Being Sober video? Like why didn't he play ball?
He didn't do that because 50 Cent charged him $50,000 for the verse, $50,000 for appearance in the video, and $50,000 for his director to shoot the video. Chief Keef didn't want to pay all that money, and he wanted his videographers to shoot the video. He wanted D Gangs, High Def, AZ, all of us to shoot that video so that we could get something. You know what I'm saying? Because we been the ones building this dude up. You know what I mean? Like,
so were you one of the people that was standing out there waiting for it? Because I remember when this shit went viral. 50 was out there talking shit. Were you standing out there with them, like waiting
nah.
for Chief Keef to show up?
We didn't even go to set.
Really?
Nah, because when Chief Keef didn't make the flight, we knew what was going to happen. We were the first to know. They didn't know. You know what I mean? Like, we knew he didn't get on that flight. We knew it wasn't going to happen. He would do that shit a lot, bro. Like, he wouldn't even go to his own album release party in New York City. Like,
What was the reason for that? Was he worried about his safety or what was it?
because the labels, man, like, everyone wants to get signed to these big labels. They will control you. Like, they will have you hold a gun when you're on probation and have you go to jail because it looks better.
Yeah.
It gains more fandom. Like, they'll have you lose certain shit in your life to get into these places. So, lose money. They would have Jeezy on tracks, Rick Ross on certain. He didn't want none of these artists on his album. He didn't know these people. Like, he he wouldn't even mess with nobody in the industry really. Like P Diddy was chasing him around Miami. He didn't want no parts of that. Like he didn't want to be involved with nobody. He's one of the weirdest people I've ever met in my life. The mystique around him is warranted because he doesn't respond. Like I'll ask him. I had to force him to do the video, the Kobe video. I had to drag him out of the studio. He had to get his hair done, all types of shit. Like we had to get the Bentley cleaned. We had to make sure that he would do that shit because he wasn't doing nothing. Like we were trying to get a video out of him for months at that point. You know what I mean? Like it was just.
Is he and he's still like this?
I would say so. He doesn't cooperate.
Because that makes the song that he did with Nimic Revenue even more intriguing to me. That she got him out to do that video.
Yeah. He rarely. Well, maybe not now. I think it was the situation he was in then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think now he's more accessible to doing shit and more because he need that coin too. He need that bag. Like it ain't Interscope no more.
Yeah.
It's all on you, and which is working out for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't really got no issues with Chief Keef. I'm proud of what he did. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, that mystique has kind of paid off now.
Yeah.
Might have hurt him for a little while, but now it's like that mystique is there and it probably works well.
Yeah,
Monetarily
it does because people don't know too much about him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He doesn't speak at all. He's not doing hella interviews. He's not doing none of that. So he keeps it exclusive.
Yeah, that's interesting. So as far as local videographers here in Minnesota, is there anybody that you see that you think has a big career ahead of them?
Who's the dude that just shot the Prince Riley Hennessy video?
Yeah. What is his name again? I can't think of his name.
Henry something.
It's Henry something. I can't remember what.
Yeah.
Deza Visuals.
Yeah,
Deza, or Deza, or whatever it
he
is.
did some shit with Jay Plaza that I like too. That shit was dope.
That
Like I
little
think he got that Cole Bennett type shit going.
Yeah.
On, you know what I mean? So he could flourish in that realm. That's probably the biggest one I see right now.
You know that kid's like 17?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's why I tell people, man, like like anybody can do this shit now. It's not exclusive no more. Like,
Yeah.
It came from people having to cut film and paste it together in a dark room, and if you get any sunlight on that film, the shit's ruined millions of dollars out the window.
And now you can do that shit on your phone.
To shooting on your phone, it's microwavable. But what he's doing is dope. It has creativeness in it, and it's rich. I think Fella Fells is dope. He just got good glass, I think. You know what I mean? Like, you can put him anywhere, and it's going to look good because the glass is just crazy.
Yeah.
I don't really like his business model, though. Like, a lot of people complain about... A lot of people come to me about him, you know.
Oh, shit.
He ain't got my video done in 7 months. Ben Hughes was another one I wanted more out of him. He just gets sidetracked in his Avengers type movies he be building and shit. Like but he was dope. You know what I mean? I felt like he could have did some shit. Dog Food Media was dope. He's not here no more, so that doesn't count, right?
I mean, it counts. He counts. He's done a lot of good work.
Okay.
But I mean, most of these guys that you're naming are guys that like they've been doing it forever.
Yeah.
So I think like Deza Visuals, or whatever, if it's Deza or Deza, whatever it is, I don't want to mispronounce it, so I apologize if I am. But he's definitely that new school.
Yeah.
The kid that's. It feels to me like he won't be long before he's going to be in positions like you found yourself in.
Oh yeah, for sure. You just gotta have a passion for it, man. Like a lot of people pick up a camera and they think that that's it, and it's not. Like you gotta really have a passion to consistently put out creative content.
Yeah.
It is hard to do. It's hard to battle when you're not only an artist, but you have to be a businessman at the same time. A lot of artists, business ain't all the way there. Street motherfuckers that got money may not be able to pay you and have better business than other clients that have less.
Yeah.
Like you gotta work and figure out these things along the way. And that's why it's hard to judge right now because it's such a short. He only did 2 videos.
Yep.
But within those 2 videos, there's no one that holds a candle to that I've seen yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
So,
It's just different. You see it and it's just like that's different. That's something
Yeah.
different.
Like,
Who's been your favorite Minnesota-based artist to work with?
man,
You can name a couple if you want.
my favorite one because he's my favorite rapper in Minnesota is Muja Messiah.
Mm.
He's
Yeah.
the best rapper of all time in Minneapolis, Minnesota, like hands down. Like I've been following this shit for years. Like, but this nigga bars is crazy.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not gonna argue with you on that.
he's crazy. Like, and his performances are dope as fuck too.
Mhm.
Like I remember going to shows at the 7th Street Entry. Artists that I haven't worked with yet that I think would be dope to work with is probably KC Pluto. He's dope.
Yeah.
Like he got some shit, and he can be out of here. He don't gotta work with me. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't gotta work with nobody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he with them people. You
Let's
know what I mean?
let's manifest that though.
Yeah.
I would love to see a video shot by High Def with Casey.
He's posted a video before mine. He posted King Louie, Lil Bibby, How We Move on his little Instagram story. It was like, this is a classic.
Mm.
So I know
He's
he's
tuned
seen
in.
my work. A lot of people seen my work.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, I encourage everybody to keep going. I encourage everybody because I feel like I was one of the first ones to start this lane of shooting videos here. Like, and I seen other people like Dontel Antonio say that they seen me do it first and go further than me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I want everybody to do.
Yeah, that's what you should
know,
want.
I want to teach people how to do what I did so that they can have a business and know how to operate and express themselves creatively instead of doing non-productive shit.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, like that's the end goal. Artist I'm working with right now is Juice, signed to Empire. We did a lot of things. We just shot a video with Filthy Rich. But things got put on hold because of COVID-19. Took his son out this shit. He was only 25.
That's
So
terrible.
shit just. But he good friends with Ghazi though. And he's Larry June's uncle. So I think we gonna do some shit. He signed to Empire too, so we gonna do some. We already shot like 4 videos. All of them are above like 150,000, 200,000 views already.
Mm.
It ain't even been that long, but he just got that Bay Area fan base. Tony Bones is one of my favorite artists to work with, cause he was just crazy as fuck, man. Like, if anybody seen Tony Bones back in the day, like,
I've heard some stories.
like
I've heard some
this
stories.
man put together like 20 blunts and rolled it, and we was at like the Minnehaha Falls Park, and we just smoked that bitch out like it was the biggest blunt I ever seen in my whole life, bro. Like Tony Bones was wild, bro.
Shout out to Bones, man.
Man,
Legend.
shout out to Bones. He
Legend.
was the one to pay me for my first video, man.
Wow,
Mhm.
that's dope.
Mhm.
That's very dope. Did you charge him or did he just offer to pay you?
He offered to pay me. He was like, "I will give you $500."
Wow.
And that's what started me to shoot videos. I'm like, $500 to shoot what? Man, I'm in this shit.
Shout out to Bones, man. That's huge. That's
Huge,
major.
bro. Like he believed in the city a lot, man. And you know, he didn't get the support. He could have got more support from Rhymesayers too.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? But the shit he tied to is just too. He wouldn't rap about the shit that he was tied to though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so it was just odd. But I'd like to work with more Minnesota artists for sure. It's just,
We'd all like to see that.
you know, I want to work with more. I don't get the opportunity to work with enough. You know what I mean? Just 'cause I don't think people got the funds all the way together, or they don't do it consistently enough.
Yeah.
That's
So-
what we lack is consistent artists.
True. We have some, but we need more.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. Consistency. So you mentioned Muja. Who would be, could you give me 2 or 3 more of your top 3 Minnesota artists? If you can give me 3 more, that'd be great.
Damn. That's hard. Well, I'm gonna say Prince, number 1 for sure. He just ain't nobody gonna touch him, man.
Mhm.
Like, but he's not alive no more, so we could do somebody else. KC Pluto,
Mm-hmm.
throwing him up there in the bubble. Who else I'm gonna throw up there? Jay Plaza. Throw him up there in the bubble.
Plaza, Prince, Pluto.
Plaza, Prince, Pluto. Man, it's all P's, man. All the P's. Who else? Damn. Trying to think music that I listen to. That's tough, man.
That's a pretty solid. That's a solid 3. You got, if we count Mujai, we got 4.
Yeah.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah, I think that's.
I'm not mad at that at all.
Like, I think those are the best artists I've seen so far yet.
So we can rap, but you got anything else? You got, the floor is yours to promote. Anything else you got to promote?
Not much to promote. You know what I mean? You can find me at Who Is High Def on all platforms. You can go to my YouTube channel. I still drop hella music videos in the city. That's, you can just search High Def on YouTube and I'm gonna pop up. It's there. It's there.
I appreciate you joining me, man. This is fun.
For sure, man. I appreciate the opportunity too, man.
Absolutely.
I've been seeing this shit and it's just dope. And I'm glad I could be here, man.
Yeah, we appreciate it. That's it.
Too, bro.
Been another episode of Live on Lake Street. I'm Jake Faircloth. Follow me everywhere at Jake Faircloth1. That's it. We're out.
Damn, Woody. In high school, I let it blam, Woody. I wasn't playing, Woody. I'm coming straight out the south. Hey, genius, best watch your mouth. When I put up on P&B, right, that ain't he come out. You moving ounces, I just moved 100 things in a drought. You want the south side, outside the fence of your house.